Wait, people really thought that African Americans were immigrants? Yeah, I know y'all lying. Don't immigrants go like on their own? If they, they go to a particular country on their own accord, because they may be trying to get away from whatever. We ain't come here because we wanted to be here. We still don't want to be here. Hell, we hoping that they maybe put us out and send us somewhere. Well, what do y'all mean y'all thought we were immigrants? Immigrants? Y'all know the story of how we got here? Do that make sense? Like, this world is so disillusioned about African Americans. We're descendants of Africa, but we've been here for hundreds of years. We're not first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation. Like, we've been here. We built this country. The foundation of this country is built by African Americans. We didn't come here because we want to be here. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all thought we were immigrants. Immigrants? Who? Where? Immigrants? I got papers to prove I ain't no immigrant. Like, some of the stuff that I hear on social media is correct. Like, for real, y'all thought we were immigrants. Come on now. Stop playing. We don't want to be here now. Get us out of here.
We didn't come here for a better life. We came here against our will to give a better life to other people. Our history is different from yours. We are not here for the same reasons. Oh, these facts, man, these facts, boy, they just be, they are unrelenting. Facts.
Hello, beautiful people. Wow, so now some Latinos are finding out that Black Americans are not immigrants and they are upset about it. Is this ignorance? Because for me, this is ignorance. This is what happens when people don't know about history. Now, here's the thing. Black Americans are not immigrants. They didn't choose to come to America. Their ancestors were forcibly taken from Africa during the Transatlantic slave trade, chained and shipped across the ocean to build this country for free. So, I know some of y'all, you've been saying that since Black Americans are not joining us in the protest, they are next to be reported, they are next in line. But no, Black Americans cannot be deported. You cannot deport people from their own country, all right? Let's get to see the reactions. Then we come back with a complete deep analysis about this topic, all right? Let's dive into it.
Now, which one of y'all is running around here saying that Black Americans are immigrants? Granted, there are some Black people that are immigrants, but they align themselves with the nationality that they came from. However, for most of my lineage, we were here in America since before 1776. That whole birthright citizenship was about us. Like, are y'all not listening in history class? Oh wait, I forgot. They're trying to get rid of all of that because they don't want you to know the truth. And they keep trying to cover up what their ancestors did in the same system that they're benefiting from. They don't want it to be equal to everybody. So they're not going to teach you the main reason why it was built that way and who it benefits and who it disenfranchises. But outside of that, yeah, I'm sorry, you can't really send us anywhere. And it's not even to like throw it in people's faces. Just like, y'all, like, this game has been going on for as long as we can remember. And unfortunately, most of us are on the latter half of the game with United States versus Black Americans. But that's why a lot of Black Americans go so hard for Black American culture, because we do have culture and it is copied all around the world. And this isn't to like say we're looking down on anybody else's culture that may be Black or anybody around the world. It's just that we have a specific culture and a lot of people come here and try and discredit it, but you're effectively enmeshing yourself in the culture that we built. Because without us, America would not be here. The United States would not be here. They used us and we still have not got our reparations. And granted, do I want 40 acres and a mule? No, I want the whole system to fall. But I don't know. Yeah, you can't really send me back anywhere. And a lot of y'all are only over here from 1940s Ellis Island. We have been here longer than a lot of you people. Like, it is not even to sound crazy, but a lot of y'all are only like third, fourth in generations. Like, remember, before 1776, before the birth of a nation, 1619 Project, look it up and read it. Like, I'm not getting it.
For Juneteenth, I need y'all to learn that Black Americans are not immigrants. You're not an immigrant when you are dragged across the globe against your will to be worked and bred and tortured by the very people who stole the land upon which you were dragged to. Okay? We didn't choose to vacation here. We didn't choose to flee here. We didn't choose any of this. That's the difference. A lot of y'all are immigrants, and God bless you for it, but that will never be Black Americans. We were forced to build up the places that a lot of your ancestors immigrated to, and to this day didn't get a stake in any of that. So before y'all run your mouths about Black Americans and our history in this country, make sure you're not spewing out garbage first. Because immigrants made this country what it is, but we are the building blocks, the very foundation. So unless you're Native American, you can't say nothing to me about that.
5 American facts to break the immigrants' back. Black Americans did not immigrate here. We were trafficked through chattel slavery. The first Americans arrived in Virginia in 1619, not as immigrants, but as chattel property under violent colonial rule. No visa, no port of entry, no green card. Only forced labor, rape, and death. That's it. Black Americans were here before most white, Asian, or Latino immigrants. Do your history, do your research. 1865, over 4 million Black people had already lived, worked, and died in America before the majority of European, Mexican, Chinese, or Caribbean immigrant waves began to come here. Source, U.S. Census, 1860. Black Americans are the only group whose citizenship was legislated. The 14th Amendment, 1860, was written specifically for descendants of American slaves, not immigrants. It granted legal citizenship to Black Americans who have been born on U.S. soil but treated as property. Source, U.S. Constitution, Congressional Record, Civil Rights Act, 1866. Black Americans fought in every American war before many groups were ever even allowed in America. From the Revolutionary War to the Vietnam War to Iraq, foundational Black Americans have fought, bled, and died to defend a country that doesn't even consider us human. I hope you guys understand that our blood is spilt on the land of America. Fact number 5, to break the immigrants' back, to break the ignorance of immigrants' mind, okay? Most Latino immigration was not legal until 1965. 1965? The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 removed the racial quotas that had previously blocked non-European immigration. That means the majority of Latino families didn't enter the U.S. legally until the 20th century, while Black Americans had already been here for 400 years. 400 years. So I'm saying that to say this. I think that one of the biggest problems that we have in both communities is we don't have knowledge of who each other are. And I believe if the Hispanic community had more knowledge of who Black Americans actually are, they would automatically have more respect for us, right? They don't know who we are, so they don't respect us. I don't know if that's to blame them or the government, but something's got to change. And that was 5 facts to break the immigrants' back.
People know Black Americans is not no fucking immigrants. They just be having something to say. They know we are not immigrants. But that do kind of, bring a point up when they be talking about, oh, you guys don't know where you from. You guys don't know where you from. We always say we from America. We've been from America for the last 400, 500, 600,000 years. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, huh? How is that possible? Because we are Americans. Like you guys are Nigerian and Ethiopian and Jamaican and South American and Brazilian and Colombia and all of these different things, Cuban and all of them. We are American, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where we from. So I kind of understood where people was coming from when they was like, but you guys know where you from. No, you guys didn't know where we was from. We knew where we was from. We know where we from. All right? So that's what it is.
Now people are saying that Latinos didn't know that Black Americans are not immigrants. Child. I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say to that. It makes sense though, because the narrative that I've always heard about, why don't Black Americans have the same drive or take initiative, or the narrative that we're lazy, even though we worked here for free. Like, didn't you know that? Didn't you know that our ancestors worked for free for hundreds of years? Like, I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess it's not. Like, this is really bad. If this is the case, why do you even need to take away critical race theory? People don't know it now. Might as well leave it in place. They don't know it right now. They don't even know the history of Black people in America. I just don't even know what to say at this point. It's way worse than I thought it was. But I do feel like Paul Mooney, that people are getting their Negro wake-up call, but in Spanish. They Latin wake-up call, they Hispanic wake-up call, because they learn it now.
Let's get something clear. Stop comparing yourselves to Black Americans every time you go through something. And don't ever compare an ICE raid to the Civil Rights Movement again. Let's kill the disrespect at the root. Because every time someone gets told no, gets detained, or faces a setback, here come the lazy metaphors. This is just like the Black experience. We're going through what y'all went through. This is our civil rights moment. No, it's not. And we're done playing polite while y'all play dress up in our pain. You're not us, and you never will be us. You crossed the border. We were brought in chains. You wanted in. We were never meant to exist. You chase opportunity. We survived deliberate erasure. You want a better life. We fought for the right to live. That's not overlap. That's invasion. Invasion of a narrative, legacy, and spiritual space. ICE isn't equivalent to Jim Crow. ICE is a system enforcing entry law. Jim Crow was a system enforcing Black extermination under the U.S. flag. ICE sends people back to where they came from. Jim Crow told us you don't belong anywhere, not even in your own skin. Rosa Parks didn't break a border. She broke a lie. That quiet Black obedience was permanent. MLK didn't beg for inclusion. He dragged America's lies into the light and made it flinch. Y'all comparing your citation to our crucifixion. Sit that bullshit down. You're not channeling us, you're robbing us. Let's call this what it is. Legacy theft, historical cosplay, trauma fraud. You want the aesthetics of Black pain without the depth. You want the moral high ground, but not the burial ground beneath it. You don't want to build your own foundation. You want to stand on our graves and hope nobody notices. But we see you, and now we're calling it out. We're not the same, and we don't need to be. We're Black American men, the bloodline that built this nation without consent, compensation, or allies. We're the great-grandsons of men who were whipped for reading, the sons of men who fought wars and came home to segregation, the living proof that God still resurrects what America tried to bury. You don't inherit that. You don't compare to that, and you can't copy that. You can't. And the line is carved in stone now. You want to fight for your people? Do that. You want justice for your community? Push for it. You want recognition? Earn it. But do it without hijacking our history, quoting our martyrs, remixing our movements, or parading in our suffering like it's a costume. Because now that door is closed, that bridge is burned, and that line is guarded from here on out. No more passes, no more parallels. Your struggle isn't fake, but when you wrap it in our legacy, you make it fraudulent. Our trauma is not your symbol. Our ancestors are not your mask, and our pain is not your fucking platform. We don't need to be included in everybody's movement. We don't need our story retold through someone else's accent. And we damn sure don't need to be used so somebody else can get sympathy on sale. Respect the difference or get spiritually evicted. We're done playing polite while people paw on our pain for clout. That stops immediately, or we will continue to check you for it. You're not us, and you never will be.
Wow, that's indeed powerful. So we're all clear. Black Americans are not immigrants, but they are citizens of America, right? They didn't choose to come to America, you know? They were not welcomed. They were enslaved, brutalized, and legally dehumanized for centuries. Yet despite all of that, Black Americans built families, culture, music, series, and became citizens through blood, struggle, and the fight for civil rights. So when people say Black people will be next to be deported, that reveals a deep ignorance. You can deport someone from their own country, all right? Now, does that mean Black Americans don't care about immigrant struggles? Not at all. But expecting them to protest a system they didn't benefit from, and even threatening them with deportation, is not only wrong, it's disrespectful. We need to stop putting marginalized communities against each other, all right? Latinos, Black Americans, Africans, we all face injustice. But unity begins with understanding, and that starts by knowing the real history, not just what the system told you. Let's keep talking, let's keep learning, and let's keep standing for truth and unity, all right? If you learned something new in this video, hit that subscribe button and subscribe, all right? And drop your thoughts in the comments. Have a good one, and see you in the next video.